How's everybody doing? Yeah? You guys mind if I sit? Can I sit? So, what's that? So I was telling a colleague before I came up here, I'm going to go back to the hotel real quick. I'm going to have a beverage just to take the nerves off. And I said, is this bad? He said, what, that you're having a tequila before stage? You always do that. I said, that's bad. That's bad. All right, scrap that. Let's start over. Let's start afresh. All right, we're here today to talk about the power of visual storytelling. Last week, when the markets entered correction territory, how many of you got phone calls or emails from clients that were concerned about the state of our everything, the system, the structure? Hands up. Don't be shy. Who's lying? All right, most people. How many of you had something that you could quickly turn it back around to them with an email, a visual? Hands up. How many had that? A couple? All right. How many of you had that with your own brand on it? Couple? All right, not bad. Not bad. So I'm going to tell a story today about how we met ChartKid and why we built Exhibit A, which is what we're going to be talking about today. I started creating our prospective marketing deck for clients, prospective clients, I should say, probably like 2013. And over the years, it evolved, it got better, but creating charts is hard, right? Like, we're not computer people, we're not Microsoft Word, Excel, like, it's hard, we're advisors. And so we went through a routine audit, nothing major, routine audit. And when the regulators gave us our approved deck, and they said, all right, good to go. Compliance looks good. This looks good. Take care of that. Take this out. Good to go. I opened it up, and I saw, no offense to us, I saw a freak show. I saw a chart deck that did not look like we're serious people. It had charts from internal that we made. It had other people's charts. It had charts that we had copied and pasted from our website. And it looked like total amateur hour, frankly. So I said to Big Sean and Nick Majuli, enough. We're not in the minor leagues anymore. We're serious advisors. We manage $5 billion. It's time to invest in our presentation, our visuals. And so I'm sure they grunted and groaned and rolled their eyes, because it's a Herculean undertaking to do this. So I said, I don't care. I don't care what it costs. We have the data. If we don't have the data, we'll find the data. Find a graphic designer yesterday. And so a day or two later, do I have the clicker? Yeah. A day or two later, I got an email from ChartKid, Matt Sermonaro. We get lots of emails. I read them all. And so I'm reading this. I'm like, wait a second. Are you spying on me? Like, did you hack our inbox? So let me show you what oh, man. I should have planned this better. Forgive me. All right. So here's the email. Dear Michael, the note below should only take 2 to 3 minutes to read. That's all I ask, and I sincerely appreciate your time. I've been a listener of Animal Spirits and TCAF since I was a junior in college. I would listen to you, Josh, and Ben on repeat in the car, and I believe I've heard every episode of TCAF and about 70% of Animal Spirits. All right. I've spent thousands of hours making charts, previously at Funstrat, shout to the GOAT Tom Lee, and I truly believe this is where I can add value to Ritholtz Wealth Management. I often see you and Josh and Ben pulling charts on Twitter, but I'm confident I can create original content that not only drives more viewers and readers to your content, but also saves you time. I spent the past few hours putting together an example chart book for you, which I've attached to this email. If you ever need charts made or analysis done, I'd be happy to do it for free, as long as it takes to earn your trust. Whatever ideas come to mind, I can package them into a clean, polished PDF and send them over, no cost, hoping that in time we can work toward a more formal arrangement with Ritholtz Wealth Management. Resume, blah, blah, blah. I'd love the opportunity to meet you in person. Okay, whatever. So Matt sent us 15 slides, all with our brand, with our logo, and it looked incredible. And so his first task, so we brought him in. So let me just pause here. Matt, come on stage, please. Guys, well, give it up for Chart Kid. So that is how you send an email. We get a lot of requests from younger people particularly. How do I break in? How do I demonstrate value? How do I get a job at an RIA? How? And this is how you make yourself indispensable. Matt came in. He solved a problem that we knew we had. He didn't. Were you hacking us? Did you? He didn't know we had it, but he had a suspicion. So, Matt, I just read your email, so you don't have to rehash the whole thing. But if you wouldn't mind, in front of all these people, just boost my ego a little bit. Tell me about how you found us and what the idea was initially for this project.
Yeah, so like Michael said in the email, I used to work for Tom Lee at Fundstrat, and so I was just making his charts all week.
Hold on, sorry. I'm prone to interrupt, but how do you find Tom Lee?
Yeah, so like you said, in college, I was a listener of The Compound and Friends, and so Tom came on the podcast, and I'm like, that is the guy that I need to work for. Like, he's a genius, and I'll do anything to work for that guy. So I sent Tom an email just saying that, you know, I would work my ass off for him, and they got back to me, and I worked for Tom for 1.5 years. And so how full circle this is, like, I can't even put into words. Like, I'm in the library of my college, listening to TCAF, watching Tom and these guys. And then I have the opportunity to work for Tom and now Ritholtz. It's like the best feeling ever. It's amazing. And so there's a lot of power in just reaching out to people. Yeah.
All right, so the power of visual storytelling. When you're talking to a prospective client, maybe they know you well, maybe they're a referral, maybe they don't know you at all, and you're explaining to them your investment philosophy, or you're showing them charts about the market or the volatility or whatever you're showing them, it's impossible to be a proactive listener and learner at the same time. They're hearing your voice, but what they're really absorbing is the visuals. And it makes them feel something. It makes them feel like either this looks good, this looks professional, I trust these people to manage my entire life savings. Or it looks like, you know, like amateur hour, which is, again, what our deck looked like. So having clean custom charts is paramount. Again, people don't hear what you're saying. They see what you're showing them. So today, we're announcing Exhibit A that we've spent the last, how many months building?
We've been on this for like a year now, like nonstop. So
Exhibit A is built by Matt, Eric and Aaron, and myself. And these are, how many charts do we have?
We have 118 charts right now on the platform.
All right, so version 1.0 of Exhibit A is 118 charts. The charts get updated
Every single day.
every single day.
Yeah.
The economic data points monthly upon release.
When they're released, they're updated. Yep.
All right, so let's talk about the platform and how it works. All right, so this is the homepage. Matt,
Yeah, let me walk through
go
it.
ahead.
Right?
Do your thing.
We wanted to make this like super simple. We want there to be like no learning curve, right? When you sign in the first time, the value that you get on your first sign-in will be the same as the value you get on your 50th sign-in, okay? So you put your logo in, you select one color in onboarding, and what we do is we have this massive library of charts, and these are not like just a chart of the S&P 500. It's like growth of $1 since 1950, annual returns and intra-year volatility. You know, the impact of missing the best days on performance, right? So the visuals that actually tell a story. And so we aggregate them into these 4 categories. So investment principles, markets, economics, and thematics. Everything that you need in order to create a quarterly outlook or a monthly update Or like, Sally emails you and you need to send her a chart that actually explains the volatility going on that she can understand. You have that at your disposal. So you can add these charts to a deck, save the deck, schedule it to yourself. The charts update every single day. No Excel. It's essentially replacing my job at Ritholtz. Like, it's what I do for Josh and Michael every single day. And now everybody gets access to this.
All right, so the main use cases on day 0, one for prospecting. When you're talking to clients who you hope to become clients, creating a deck, updating it, maintaining it, designing it, it's hard work, it's a lot. So this is great for prospective client communication, number 1. Number 2, marketing. Imagine you have these charts with your logo and you put them on whatever your social channel is, LinkedIn, X, wherever. And people whom you might not have seen for years are like, oh shit, like that looks serious. Maybe I should talk to them.
Yes. And it's like Josh Brown, CEO of Ritholtz, he talks about this. Like, it's the value of social proof. Like, what's the value of someone seeing your chart and reposting it on their page? There's a lot of value in that. We see people taking the Ritholtz charts and putting it in their client outreach, and like, we appreciate it and thank you. But to have it in your colors, it actually matters. Like, it really matters. When I see a chart from Ed Yardini, I know it came from Ed. When I see a Bank of America chart, I know it came from Bank of America. Now, when you see a Ritholtz chart, you know it came from Ritholtz. So the whole thing is, how can, when you see, like, imagine I was in advice, like Sermonaro Wealth Management, how can people actually recognize my brand? Right? You need that consistency.
Another use case is client communication. Again, just going back to the last couple of weeks in the market, a lot of turbulence. I'm sure the calls were higher volume than normal. Imagine a world where you can grab 1 or 2 charts, or even a chart deck. We have Guide to Volatility.
Yeah, so we have like 10 pre-built deck templates.
All right, so you grab one or even the entire deck, you write 2 paragraphs, you put into ChatGPT, whatever. You fire it off to all 45 of your clients and you say, hey, here's some context, here's a chart, we've been here before. If you have any questions or concerns, happy to talk. What a better use of your time than waiting or being proactive and making 40 dials.
There's 2 ways, this is another thing that Josh was saying, there's 2 ways to communicate with clients. You can be proactive and get in front of these issues, or you can be reactive. But if you're reactive, like, you're already on the back foot. Like, the battle is half lost at that point. So in order to get in front of your clients, you need to send them these things before the volatility strikes. And that's how you build trust, and you earn the relationship.
All right, so let's, enough telling, let's do some showing.
For sure.
All right, so what does every chart come with?
Oh, so yeah, so every chart has key talking points, and the key talking points actually update every day. So the data in the talking points will always be linked to the chart.
Pre-built templates?
Yep, so these are pre-built templates. If you're on the platform, you can actually scroll through these, stuff like a manual for navigating market volatility, like a perfect chart book right now. U.S. market performance snapshot, for example. Like anything that you could think of. But these aren't just like line charts, right? It's like a nice, clean bar chart. And maybe with the maximum drawdown by sector. Like, you could tell a story around it. And so, yeah, these are the pre-built templates. And then in the actual My Decks tab here, those are the decks that you create yourself. They'll show up in that My Decks tab. And then you could just schedule them to hit your inbox. And they're updated when they hit your inbox. So like either on up to a daily time frame, even if you'd like. So that's what we're looking at.
So this is the team: myself, Chart Kid, Eric, Aram, and Graham. If you would like, if you are a camera phone person, you could take a scan. We'll get back to this in a sec. But let me just show you one snippet. We'll get back to this, Matt. Relax. Let me just show you one snippet of how Exhibit A works. And we'll come back to this scan, so don't worry if you missed it. Video, please. Maybe?
There we go. This is perfect.
There we go. Wait, can we get some volume on?
Done. Now personalize your experience with your firm's
Guys, do
details.
you mind just starting the video over? Can
optionally,
we start the video over?
any of your professional certifications.
Thank you. One more time.
comprehensive solution? Just ask. Let's start with the individual plan. Getting started is quick and easy. Enter your name, email, and password. Done. Now personalize your experience with your firm's details and optionally, any of your professional certifications. Let's make it yours. Upload your firm's logo and your headshot. JPEG, PNG, and JPG all work. A LinkedIn profile pic? Perfect. Choose a brand color from the full palette or pull it directly from your logo for a seamless, polished look. Need compliance disclosures? Add them now or update later. We make compliance effortless. Every chart has been reviewed by a third-party compliance firm to ensure the approval process on your end is a breeze. Lock in your settings, complete checkout, and you're in.
All right.
Welcome to Exhibit A. Let's build your first client-ready deck in minutes. We've handpicked over 100 of the most
good to
powerful
go.
charts in wealth management, each one fully branded and refreshed daily.
Not bad, not bad.
Every chart includes key talking points.
I like it.
So you always have the right words to guide your clients. Let's create a high-impact weekly chart book. Select charts from investing principles, markets, economics, and thematics. No more data crunching in Excel. No more manual updates. Exhibit A is your analyst as a service. We save you time so you
All
can
right.
focus on what
Good to go.
truly
Thank you.
matters.
All right, let me just get that QR code back up if I could. All right, so thank you. So we are very proud of version 1.0 of Exhibit A. We think this is a super duper nice to have product, especially for advisors that are inclined to communicate about the markets with their clients. What we are going to build, if this works, what we are going to build to make this a need to have is, all right, so what, right? Like, I'm taking a prospect through the presentation. These are my investment beliefs. This is what's happening in the market. This is the volatility. How am I going to suggest that they invest? So we're working on version 2.0, which is there's going to be an integration in the back end with a tech company to be named later, and advisors are going to be able to upload their portfolio. We're building out a template for Exhibit A that will be branded to whatever firm you're with, and you can now have it in one wrapper, the proposed portfolio, without 57 pages, without VAR or any other bullshit that clients don't care about. It's going to be nice, it's going to be clean, and it's going to be built right into Exhibit A. Matt, anything else?
That's it. Yeah, these charts they're not easy to make, right? These are things that you have to pay a research associate to do, and some of them don't even know how to do it this good. So that's just our value, guys. It's very simple. This is what we have.
All right, anybody have any questions for ChartKid? Sir. We do.
Let me answer.
Go ahead.
So we have
Who decides?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Who decides what charts? What are the charts? Who's making those decisions?
Yeah.
Is that it? Yeah. How do we get to the 100-something, Matt?
Yeah, so as just a spectator of like charts in the advisor community being posted on Twitter, LinkedIn, et cetera, like you start to recognize patterns of what the charts that advisors actually need. I also am fortunate to have like Michael and all of the advisors at Ritholtz and their approval of saying this is something that's actually useful in client communication and this is something that's not. So we've aggregated those 118 charts that answer the most common client questions. We keep them updated, but we decide those charts. Now, we have the ability to suggest a chart on the platform. So you can suggest charts, and if we think it aligns with like the needs of all of the advisors using Exhibit A, then we'll add those charts to that thematics tab in the platform.
This is not a finished product, right? Like, there's no way that we're going to nail it on our first try. So there will be charts that are superfluous that nobody clicks, and those will drop off, and they'll be replaced by whatever the advisors are asking for. Go ahead.
Yes.
Multiple languages. Not yet, but I like it.
That's interesting, yeah. Work in progress. Yep.
Bitcoin. US dollars. Anybody else? Going once? All right, thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.